Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard emerges with people from all walks of life who, through their own unique angle, succeed and flourish. Enjoy the ride and welcome to Unique Ways, an audio podcast. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. I had a really great guest on today, and I'll describe him briefly. At Dell Technologies, he transforms intricate challenges into elegant user-centric solutions. Over nearly 2 decades, he's honed his skills in design thinking, user experience, and visual design, consistently elevating products from concept to reality. Please join me in welcoming Ruben Cespedes. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Thomas. Appreciate it.
Are you ready for 20 questions?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Great. Question one, tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Again, I'm Ruben Cespedes. I'm a principal product designer and educator. I help designers worldwide learn, UX design, UI design, and also graphic design. Like you said, Thomas, I've been in the business for about 20 years now, and I'm all about creating impactful, user-focused digital experiences.
Great, I love it. Question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
I would have to say a blend of deep design knowledge with a coding background, which means I can understand both the creative vision and the practical development. It has helped me a lot on my career learning how to code. And because of that, some people call me the hybrid.
Nice. Question three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
Design, I have to say design lets me solve like real life problems and bring my ideas to life, which is awesome. I fell into it like almost by accident, but that quickly became like a new passion to me.
Nice. Some people struggle with number four, but the question is, what does your future look like?
Ooh, it's hard to put a pin on like how, but I guess I would say I'm focused on mentoring the next generation of designers and, diving deeper into the AI in design and also continue expanding my knowledge in the tech world, I would say.
Great. And just a note for the audience, if you guys are interested in other AI episodes, we recorded this earlier on, but our episode with John Maeda, the VP of AI at Microsoft, is up. So check that out. Question five, we say is unique to this show. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
I've well, I've been working remotely for a very long time now. So my work, I would say, is global. So a place I would say is anywhere with a good Wi-Fi.
Nice. Six, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
Pay attention. No, I would say trust the journey. Enjoy the journey, even though sometimes it's uncertain. Take risk sooner than later, and remember that the learning never stops. This is a really like concurrent like learning every single day. There's new tech out there, and you have to like be up to date with what's happening.
Great, that segues nicely. So, what's a day in your life like?
Ooh, craziness. It's a mix of design, I would say, mentoring, a lot of meetings, of course, and creating content. Plus, some coffee to fill my soul.
Great. And lifelong learning is a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
I'm constantly reading blogs and articles from LinkedIn, also the UX Collective, the Nielsen Norman Group,
Mhm.
and just like also like reading things that are interested in the tech world. Also, I attend, conferences like Adobe Max, which is awesome, and stay curious, always exploring, new tools and new tech.
Great. And one more quick note for the audience. You mentioned Nielsen Norman Group. We actually had Don Norman on the show, so definitely check that episode out.
Awesome.
Halfway number 10, how do you deal with work-life balance?
I have to say, of course, you we all learn, by trying and failing and all of that. So I set boundaries, like no calls, no work calls after a certain hour, and then take time to recharge with my family and my hobbies. It's all about time management. I know it sounds cliche, but once you find, like, everyone is different, of course, but once you find that time management that works for you, that's golden.
Nice. And if you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
Ooh, becoming a doctor for sure.
Mhm.
That was my first passion back in, I don't know, 2001. But
Mhm.
life had something totally different for me. That was my other interest before design took over for sure.
What would you not like to do with your career?
Uh, I would say with my career,
Mm.
I would say like being in a place where doing things repetitive.
Mm.
I thrive on variety and creativity and freedom of, create stuff instead of like doing repetitive work.
Mm. Do you have a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Ooh, there are many things I could think of. But from the top of my head, I would say design is not, I think it was Steve Jobs who said this. Design is not just about how it looks and feel, it's about how it works. I really like that a lot.
How about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
My least, I would say make it pop. This is something that, designers like we hear all the time, but still to this day, like there are some people out there saying make it pop. I hate it.
You're choosing one word to describe yourself. What word do you choose?
I would have to say curious for sure.
What keeps you up at night?
Um, I would say movies sometimes or a series, but new ideas. I'm always thinking about what's the next project, what's the next concept, or what's the next content creation that I will put out there. And it's just like the idea of like just creating those new ideas and like how would I execute those ideas?
Mm. Final stretch here. What's a dream you're chasing?
Ooh, I would like to create like a learning platform for aspiring designers that will be a lot easier for them to understand certain topics, like UX design, for example. People have some aspiring designers don't understand the whole concept of UX, and I would love to have like a platform where I can teach them like pretty easy uh, these concepts and also what the UX design entails.
What inspires you?
Life, my kids, people who push boundaries in design and tech. Also the energy of fresh perspective from new designers. It inspires me a lot because it reminds me on how I started, and I see their drive, and it kind of like fuels that fire that I have in me.
Mm. Any advice you'd like to share?
I always say to my mentees, like, never stop learning. Stay curious, practice a lot. You need to practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, but it makes progress. And don't be afraid to pivot and change the lane if you have to.
Great. And finally, number 20, how can our listeners keep tabs on you and what's our call to action?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at UI UX Creative and on LinkedIn as Ruben Cespedes and my website, rubencespedes.com. So come say hello.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining today. I was really excited about having you on. I thought it would be a really good show. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you so much again, Thomas, for the invitation. I really, really appreciate it.
If you liked today's podcast, I encourage you to have a listen to other episodes. You can easily find them at uniqueways.ca or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on social media. And thank you. It's you that makes these great, and it's you who these are for. Stay tuned for more unique ways.